Let's get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, round two. Hopefully we don't end up like the last flight where we were nose down like 50,000 feet per minute into a Canadian mountainside because of a niche hardware issue. Man, what a bummer to end that last stream. Those that were there, you know what I'm talking about. We'll have to redo that one here in a little bit. I think I have an idea of what happened. I had a binding for the Duke about autopilot pitch reference that I do not need or should have for the Starship. So, yeah, very expensive lawn dart, but not today. We're back in the saddle. 737NG, real world procedures. I just did the HUD HGS CBTs this morning, which I should have done yesterday because we were supposed to do, we did some HUD flying yesterday, auto land, Cat 3 stuff. Now that I found out how to use historical weather, I absolutely love it. So we are, as the stream is titled, Good Morning Argentina. It's early morning here, 6:30 or 5:30 in the morning on the ramp, and historical weather. So we've got a little bit of rain. The wind is actually going to pick up. It's supposed to be blowing like 40 knots. I think it's actually blowing 40 knots right now, real weather time or live weather time. But I'm really liking this historical weather now that we've got it figured out. So courtesy shout out to you guys that helped me figure that out on yesterday's stream. But yes, so we have historical weather, historical time from this morning, picking up where we left off in Ushuaia, and we're headed up to Balmaceda. So with another fun little route. We've got a 2020 scenery up there that looks kind of mid, but it's better than the default. So it should be a fun one. And then we'll end today's streaming with some 737. Tomorrow is the scheduled release of this airplane right here, 737-800NG from PMDG. This is, I think you guys are really going to enjoy the airplane. It's everything it was and better in 2020. So if you enjoyed it in 2020, you're absolutely going to love it in 2024. So Chris PT6, what's up, man? Brown 2, baby. Man, I was hoping you didn't see the first one. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Aaron's in the house. Good to see you as well. Callie Simmer, we are so back, Callie Simmer. We're so back. Shout out Callie Simmer for the I skipped the eggnog latte because it was a little, looked like it was going to be a little heavy on the calories today. I'm fasting, so I had to go with a flat white. But courtesy Callie Simmer sponsored the caffeine for today's content. So hopefully I can make up for the spilled lattes on our Starship flight. That was an absolute catastrophe and disaster. And it was going so well. I was saying, how amazing does everything look? The scenery looked amazing. But man, what a bummer. Absolute bummer. That's all right. We're going to finish it off with some 737NG ops, and it's going to be very juicy. So we get down to the airplane. Let's go ahead and get right into our flows. Oh, why do I have the new style levers there? I should have put the old style on. Has that always been there? Have we been streaming with these levers the whole time? I thought we had the cutoff levers. Huh. Okay. Anyway, we've got our circuit breaker check. Make sure you read all your documents when you get in there. Check for spilled cookies and everything. Captain will stow his bag. Remember, we're going to hang our captain jacket. Again, I keep doing this so when I get to the real airplane, I remember to do all of this stuff back here, such as the circuit breakers, emergency equipment, PBEs, fire extinguisher, because it's easy to just learn your flows and procedures from the switch panel, but you forget the whole front part, and that is part of the flow. You're responsible for checking the fire extinguisher. We are in the green right there. That all looks good. We check for emergency equipment, crash acts, and things of that nature. So now that that's all done, I'm going to set up my views so I can have captain and first officer. I keep milking the FO view more and more as I stream. Well, that's interesting. Okay, so maybe this one has to be the first officer view because I'm trying to get accustomed to seeing it. It's just hard when I have all my hardware set up for left seat flying. I think that's what's really messing with my brain, but I'm going to keep incorporating some first officer views as well. Vodka, you haven't completely alt F4'd yet. How's the key binding going, man? How's the key binding going? Hope all is well. Vodka's making the move 2024. This weekend, guys, I have a plan real quick. I think we might host the first ever members only fly-in on 2024. You have to be on 2024 and you have to be a member, and that way we can all get out and go do a little hiking and fishing. Perhaps. I'm thinking to celebrate Vodka's move over to 2024. Anyway, let's go ahead and power up the airplane. There is no power to the aircraft. We'll get the battery switch on, verify standby powers, closed guarded, alternate flaps, electric pumps are off. Make sure we got 3 green down there in the gear well, and then we'll go ahead and power up and get some lights going on here. Yes, indeed. We'll get the ABRIS. I want to get AFDS for my wind wing because it's just so juice for the wind wing. Absolutely love it. Cockpit comes to life. Yes, yes. A group photo would be dope. Indeed. That's what we're going for, Aviator Legend. A group photo. Group photo. Let me turn the sim down a little bit. So one thing I've noticed with this particular sound set is the fan sound does seem way louder on YouTube playback, and it does drown out my voice. So I got to turn my sounds lower than I normally do. And I got to remember to turn it back up for engine start and stuff. All right, back to the overhead. We'll start left to right. We'll go ahead and throw these into a line nav. A line nav, heading STS. That's fine. Everything looks good. Keep it in status position. Dome light. I guess we could turn it on dim for right now. Service interphone is on. 3 greens, oxygen. And I tell you what, I was looking in the expanded flow to see where the oxygen check is, and it's actually here. So oxygen, verify pressure, and then what we're going to do, we're going to come over here, we're going to check our mask. Boom. And what happens in the real bird, allegedly, according to my manuals, is when you do that, you should see a dip in the main oxygen. Just like a dip or something up here, and then it goes back. That's closed guarded. EECs are on. Flight recorder off light. You could do the test here if you need to. Mach speed 2. Stall warning. Keep it at a minimum since it's not Boris. Gustavo. My man, what's up? Good to see you, dude. Been wondering if you're going to pop around for one of these Argentina streams. Good to see you, man. Jay Gerard, member for 12 months. Thank you for the support. And Milan, 17 months. With you, my man. Welcome on board. Glad to have you here, sir. All right. Flight control spoilers all guarded. Speed trim fail. Yaw damper on. Extinguish. Navigation display switches all look normal. Engine spar valve lights are dim blue and lit. We got forward fuel pumps are all low pressure. Looks good. Let's go ahead and check APU is off. Wonderful. Keep you on ground power. Cabin utilities. Drive lights are on. Closed and guarded. APU not required. Circuit breaker lights, I guess we could turn those up a little bit. Equipment cooling is in normal. Emergency exit lights, chimes off, seatbelts off. That looks good. Up the right-hand side, window heat's coming on. Probe heat is off. It's not in auto. We need to fix that. I need to go to PMDG setup here. Aircraft options, simulation. What's happened here? Show thrust lever position, out of high auto and flare. I'm going to turn off the V1 and VR callouts. Alright, so that looks good. Go back. Go back. Options, nope. Aircraft, equipment. Ooh, fail passive or fail operational? Or fail passive, that's what we discussed yesterday. That was a really fun stream yesterday, by the way. Double the rate, TO bump. Approaching minimums, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. ETOPS, no. Dual battery, no. ETOPS cargo fire, no. Default reduction should be 1,000. I'm going to change that here. 1,000. Trans levels, aux fuel, ISFD with analog. That looks good. HGS, yes, please. A3 mode, yes. Yes. Yaw damp gauge, no. Performance improvement, yes. Short field performance package, yes. Auto probe heat, yes. Carbon brakes, LED lights. Let's do, now let's go back to the old school lights. Original, eyebrows, no. 2 class, air stairs, no. Cutoff switches, old style. Again, these are some really cool auto ignition, yes. Wi-Fi, yes please. Transponder, Vickers. Let's do ABEX. I've been on Vickers the whole time. Let's try with ABEX. All right. Cool. We got that. Now we've got it reset. Let's go here. Yeah, auto ignition. Probe is an auto. Electric is off. Looking at the hydraulics here, let's hit the system page. We have 100%. Quantity. Engines are... Ooh, engine oil quantity is in percent. It should be in quarts. Remember, we need 14, but that looks good. Continue down. CVR test. 5 seconds. Zeroed out. Forward. Aft. Supply. All looks good. Good, good, good. And logo light is coming on. All right. Coming across the board here. Let's go ahead and get Magic Barrel ref set. Field elevation is 80 feet, so we're going to set 280. 280 is set. Terrain mode is on. Let's go ahead and get Flight Director, Auto Throttle, Flight Director. That all checks out across the board. We'll keep terrain off on that side. Coming back, nose wheel steering, closed, guarded, norm. Test lights, tapes and 8s, checks, wonderful. Fuel flow, reset, back to rate. RTO, coming across the board, lower side down here. This all looks good. Park brake, we will set you, which is set. I'll throw FMC, I'll put you on FMC, that's fine. Fire test. There's the overheat light, wonderful. And right, left, beautiful. Coming back through here, we'll get the radio on, turn it down a little bit. HUD is set, PRI, IMC, that's fine. Cargo fire test, done, wonderful. And coming down the panel, we'll just squawk 2000 because we haven't set it. And stab trim, norm, override, flight deck, door light is out. Cool. Reset the master caution. Let's get things dialed in here. Let's get the ATIS pulled up. Let's go ahead and come back down here.
Transition level 090. Red back, all hold short instructions. Advice on initial contact, you have information Quebec.
Quebec. GPS left.
Ushuaia Malvin is airport information Quebec. 0722 Zulu. Wind 235 at 30, gusts 40. Light rain. Scattered at 1,800. Ceiling 4,000 overcast. Temperature 04. Dew point 02. QNH 0983.
+4 with
Landing
icing
and
conditions.
departing runway 25.
25 out of
level
here.
090. Red back, all hold short instructions. Advice on initial contact, you have information Quebec.
All right, information Quebec. Wonderful. We'll call for clearance here in a second. I'll have, actually, I'll have my FO call.
Argentina 357, ready for airways to Balmaceda Airport.
Airways to Balmaceda Airport, chat.
Argentina 357, Ushuaia Tower. Expect runway 25. Romif 1 Bravo departure. Initial climb to 6,000 feet. Squawk 0215.
Romiv 1 Bravo departure. Squawk 0215, Argentina 357.
All right, we'll set our course lines 250.
Argentina 357, read back correct. Call me back when ready for pushback or engine start.
Roger that, Argentina 357.
All right, 250, 6,000 is set. Squawk code is going to be 0215. And that looks good there. FMC, activate the route. Wonderful. Execute you. Route 2 is new. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Is there any way to find what equipment a particular tail number has on board? Aviator Legend, short of having internal information, you're probably not going to find that. So for me, when I'm going through my manuals here and I'm studying the aircraft, I have, when it's appropriate, it will say on variant XM whatever to this we have this, on this we have this, some have this. There's actually a couple of tables that I have that show all the different equipments that we have on our different layouts. I will say the majority is all pretty standard, but we do have some oddballs in the fleet, and also the MAX, right? So the MAX has got a completely different, there are some different limitations and some different, obviously different panel stuff for the MAX that we have to be aware of as well. But Yeah, from the outside looking in, probably going to be kind of hard to get that information. All right, let's go ahead and pull out our electronic flight bag. We can get the weather here. 250 at 30. Oh my goodness. 250 at 30. We're on the we're on the Romeo, excuse me, for departure. Romeo 1 Bravo. Is it going to be this one? This is the Romeo 1 Bravo. So Romeo 1 Bravo, transition Romiv. So how does that work? We do a departing left turn, go all the way out, come back around to Romiv. Wow, that's going to be quite the spicy departure. So we'll pin this one. Airport 10-9, runway 25. The official heading is 254. 254. 254, 254 set across the board. If for some reason we need to come back to 25, actually this is how I should set the course line, 254 and 111.3 on the nav radio. Oh, we got the old, see, I got the old style, 111.3, 111.3. So we're mixing it up a little bit on this flight. 111.3 across the board. 0215 is set. That all looks good. Let's put in the departure and arrival fixes now. Departure Ushuaia 25, Romeo 1 Bravo, execute. And we can see that there on the plan page. That looks good. Let's go back to the index page. Balmaceda. Standardization? What's that? I know, man. Listen, even with it, though, Turks, compared to what I'm used to, my goodness. At one point, we had to memorize tail number. We had like, I think we had 8 or 9 different tail number sets we had to memorize, and then it got too much. So they eventually said, okay, we're not going to memorize tail numbers. You just have to be responsible for all the differences. And the guys were busting on that. So then they're like, okay, we have to fix this. And eventually, they gave us a table, configuration summary tables. And then eventually, right before I left my last operator, they had the fancy thing where you just put the tail number in. And once you put the tail number in, then all of your books match that tail number. So compared to what I'm used to, I still feel like it's very nice the way it's laid out here. What was I doing though? We were looking at something. Oh yeah, our arrival. We're doing 27 Rogel into SCBA. Okay, so we'll do Rogel 4 27. There's no approach. We'll plan RNAV X-ray, I guess, 27. And we're coming down the Rogel 4 off of Rogel. As far as the arrival transition, or approach transition, I should say, let's go to the arrival airport. Let's go to approaches. RNAV, RNP X-ray 27, because that's more fun. That's really only going to be from the north, isn't it? Oh no, we could take it from here, from Renor. That'll be a fun little approach. We'll execute that. Now we'll go to the legs page. We might have to do some cleaning up here. Let's take a look at everything. Put you in plan mode, zoom it out. Let's step through this here. We got that nice turn all the way out up to Balmaceda. Now this is where it's gonna, let's take a look at this. All right, I think it's a BAL, and then from there it's a disco to Renor. I don't like that. We might have to do the other arrival. But let's get off the ground. We'll leave it right now. We'll fix this in flight because I don't want to fly all the way out there. If we could do a standard RNAV Yankee 27 maybe. Yeah, we could do the boring RNAV off of a sexy. But we'll come back to that. Let's just go back to our... Oh, didn't save the pin one. Alright, departures, airport, 10-9. That's fine. Init ref, we're going to stay right here for a second, and actually no, we're not. We're going to get our fueling done. So now we go here. This is where I might have to get GSX going, guys. I might, just so I can simulate timings. Weight and balance, we'll load plane from SimBrief. All right, after fueling is complete, and we'll go back to map mode. We have our fuel on board with 600 pounds in the center. It's still gonna, still gonna give me a low pressure light. Well, maybe not for long. Fuel tank pumps are on. APU's gonna be started up. Seatbelt sign is coming on. And let's see, we're going to be LNAV, VNAV. We can't set our VNAV up yet. We're going to be LNAV off the ground. But what we'll do is bring 0 fuel in, 57.6. Oh, are we in? We must be in not the units I want to be in, huh? How do we... How do we change the units? Because there's no way we're 75.6. PMDG options simulation. Was it the KG and SimBrief that brought it over? No, our gross weight in the airplane is in kilograms. I don't want that. PMDG options, no. PMDG aircraft displays. Well, I saw the oil. I want you in. I want you in quarts. Only has liters. Surely there's a way to put Freedom units on. We've been running Freedom units for the last week. Where did that change? It changed. No, we used pounds yesterday in the, or 2 days ago. It's in the last page of displays. There, Sam, you're a freaking goat, dude. You're the freaking goat. There we go. Get out of here with this imperial nonsense. Or metric nonsense. Pounds is what we need. America. Alright, 127.0. That looks much better. Alright. Reserve 2.3 plus 4, call it 2.7. Cost index 55. Cruise flight level is flight level 360, and that also going to change you up top. $360. What is our landing altitude? Arrival. Airports. RNAV 27. Let me just tell me what it is. Touchdown is going to be 1667. So we'll call it I guess we'll call it 1700. Round up. All right, 1700 360 is set. All right. Alright, so with that done, we'll execute a UN1. Because of the wind, we're definitely not going to derate. TO1, flaps 5, CG's coming in, 30, 23, 2, 37, 49, 48. 148 set here, and VNAV. Alright. Fueling's complete, all that good stuff has been done. Let's get the APU bleed on, we'll start cooling the passengers. And Captain's going to put us on Gen. Alright. Before start, check us to the line, please. Parking brake set. Oxygen checked. We did it this time. Navigation, transfer, and display switches normal and auto. Window heat is on. Pressurization, auto and set. Terrain display selected. MCP set. Displays checked. Auto brake, RTO. Fuel quantity and distribution, 18,600 pounds. and checked. CDU checked. Engine start levers cut off. Transponder TARA. Aileron and rudder trim 00. Departure briefings completed. Fastened seatbelts on. APU on buses. Fuel panel set. Flight forms and AML on board accepted. Aircraft. Golf. Victor. Charlie. PEDs off before start checks to the line. All right. Look at this. We're professionals now, guys. We're professionals. All right. One thing I need to do is turn off this cabin. Really wish we could have an option in the EFB up front to turn you off. All zones off. Are you all off now? No. How do I turn you off? Off, off. Why is it right AF? Off, off, off. How do we turn off these? Off. Takeoff landing. They're still bright AF. I don't know how to turn them off. That's the one thing I do not love. Automatic cabin lighting is off. Off, then click the zone. I don't think that's working. No, that turns automatic cabin lighting on. I don't know. Where's RSR? Mr. Rondazzo? Cabin lighting. I'm not qualified to work the flight attendant panel. We need to get to work on that. Alright. Because, yeah, I don't like going through my views and being blinded by the cabin lighting. Not a flight attendant. Don't need to work the fat panel. Give me an option. Alright. Let's call for push. And let's close up shop.
Argentina 357, gate 1. Request pushback.
Argentina 357, Ushuaia Tower. Pushback and engine start approved. Face south.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face south. Argentina 357.
Alright, that's going away. That's going away. Close all. Arm all. Alright. First officer flow. We're going to come over here. Actually, I keep messing up my view, huh? Let's go. Probe heat's on. Electrics on. Packs off. Door light. Anti-collision. Pressurization. Pressurized. We're cleared to push. Cockpit to ground. Ooh. Brakes released. Clear to push. I bet you can dim the lights now. Why is that? Off and then both zones and zone. No, I don't want to mess. I hate messing with it because then I got to screw with all my views. We'll just have to leave the God lights on the overhead. Pre-steam control cabin lighting through the FMS. Let me dig around in it while we're pushing back here. Menu. I don't think so. Do FS actions? Cabin lights. Off. 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 They should all be defaulted to off if it was me. Menu FMC. They're still on. They're still on. Look at this. What the heck? We're getting blasted. Why aren't we pushing back? Oh, chocks. Chocks, 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 chocks. There we go. Yeah, they're just super bright, right? Oops. There we go. All right. Is it a livery issue? I don't think so. Clear to start. Grounding 2. Starter valve open. Your aircraft is blessed with divine light. N1 rotation. Fuel on. You have to say starter valve open. Oh, I will, Sam. Park brake set, clear to disconnect, show us the pin out front. We're starting 1. Starter valve open. Oh, I forgot to look at the spar valve lights again. Captain, are you on the line already? No, I am not. Why, did I fool you? That's the plan. Oh, we forgot to do the below the line. Probe and window heat on, hydraulic panel set, doors, windows closed and lock, anti-collision light on before start checks complete. Hit the like button if you ever did that after you started engines. Real world. Never done that. Fuel on. There goes the lights. Pushing off should turn them off. Now it says off. That would be confusing. So I have to push again so they don't say off. Yeah, I give up, Mefil. I feel, man. I give up. I've never enjoyed flight attendant panels, whether it's the Fenix, PMDG, any airplane with flight attendant. I'm not a flight attendant. I don't need a flight attendant panel. That's just my personal preference. All right. We got 2 good starts. We're going to go Gen, and then realistically, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go boom, 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 boom. Trim is 4.9. And flaps 5. Love the new flap sounds. Love the new flap. Awesome. Me, nope. Would never start the engines with the fuel pumps off either. Nope, never. Never, not once, Tur. They will start, though. Yeah. Flight controls are free and correct. Beautiful. Verify that trim is 4.97, a little more. Alright, F-start checklist. Anti-ice as required. Which 4C, they're coming on. That's on me. Engine anti-ice as required. Generators on. Air conditioning and bleeds set. Flap set. Flight controls checked. Recall check. F-start check is complete. Our taxi flow. I saw here flaps 5 trim. 4.97 flaps 5. Speeds are set. We got 137, 148, 6,000. Panel is set. APU not required. Let's call for taxi. And ground Argentina 357 ready taxi.
Argentina 357, runway 25, taxi at pilot's discretion.
Runway 25, taxi my discretion, Argentina 357.
All right, here we go. Eastern T3, what's up, my man? How you doing? I guess we can get rid of the dome light up here now to dome light off. New windshield wiper sound. That's a new windshield wiper sound. Look at that windsock straight out. I love the new tiller taxi, man. That's great. If you have a tiller, you're really going to enjoy taxiing this thing out. Alright, 2-5 pilot's discretion. I believe we have to back taxi this, don't we? That would have been included in the taxi brief. Yeah, we have to back taxi. So, to save us a bunch of light clicking, let's go ahead and do that. Oh, actually, put that on. I read about that. Nah, Scotty 2. I wasn't gonna take off on a taxiway. We'll save that for XP72. All right, on departure, let's look at this here, which is a great time on the town, the runway. Max 185. Max 185. Whoa! That's why you don't do that on the taxiway. We'll update our 0984 hectopascals. Max 180 shouldn't be a problem. 148. Is there a selected speed I could target speed here below 10? Let's do 180 in the box. We'll execute that. I'll put that in the 180 climb. I guess the first officer will have the weather on. Traffic as well. Traffic. That's gonna be a long taxi. Let's juice it up here. Let's get going. Southwest taxi, please. Let's get up there. One thing I'm curious about when you get back to school is if there's any real use of the AOA on a normal flight. I could see it being used for unreliable airspeed. Yeah, unreliable airspeed and for landing, man. I heard like to just because garbage in, garbage out of the box, right? So as long as you don't have any garbage in there, it'll be fine. But someone was telling me like there's a sweet spot for the AOA, you know, like just the right speed for flaps 30, and if you're doing a flaps 40, if you're at this AOA, you know it's dialed in. It may be, you know, just a little bit faster, a little bit slower than what's in your box, but you fly the AOA in, it'll be spot on every time. The 738 is scheduled to release tomorrow, unless they hold the release to fix the cabin lighting. Wouldn't you guys be so pissed? Like, if PMDG made a post like, well, we're delaying the release of the 738 because we want to implement cabin lighting. 800 tomorrow and 900, 600 January, 700 in February. That's the slated release schedule according to the Cyclone. That's how you do the flying in your brother's TSI? You just fly the AOE meter? Yeah. Ironically, the guy who told me that was an F-18 guy, too. Gotta slow to 11 knots. Not on the runway. Alright. Before takeoff, we've already done that. That's all set. Let's run before takeoff all the way through, please. Takeoff data and bugs. Closeout received and checked. Flaps 5. Green light. Stab trim 4.9 units. Takeoff brief complete. HUD. You know what? We could do a HUD departure. HUD is set. Generators on. Air conditioning and bleeds set. Below the line. MCP ND checked. Runway 25. PA is complete. Lights set before takeoff. Checklist completed. Can't wait to hear the Boris 7.3 sound pack again. Mickey G. Yeah, man. It's been a long time since I heard it myself. I do miss the whooshing sound when you first spool up. That's one thing I do remember. Here comes a nose wheel scrub. Nope, nice and slow. See? No scrubbing. Professional taxier. Man, we are losing the viz though. Jesus. get her straightened out here. Don't need no scrubs. Have fun in that divine cabin. All right, let's go.
Argentina 357, holding short, runway 25.
Argentina 357. Backtrack runway 25.
Oh,
Call when ready for departure.
whoops.
Backtrack runway 25. Call
I thought we
when
already
ready,
cleared us for
Argentina
that.
357.
My bad.
Argentina 357, ready for departure, runway 25.
Argentina 357, Ushuaia Tower, wind 235.
I kind of want to record the takeoff.
Runway 25, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 25, cleared for takeoff, Argentina 357.
Let's go. Spool them up 40. Toga. $80. That's quick. We got a big headwind here.
Big one.
Rotate.
They're ready to fly.
You're up. Good night. Fly with. I mean, look at that. I can't see my flight path vector. We're above 20 knots. Over the nose. I can't even see my flight path vector. It's too far off to the right.
Argentina 357, contact Ushuaia departure 118.1.
Contact Ushuaia, departure 118.1, Argentina
Flaps
357. Ushuaia, Argentina 357. Good morning, 2,300 feet.
Denver max 180 here.
Argentina 357. Ushuaia departure. Good morning. Identified. Climb to flight level 180.
Climb to flight level 180, Argentina 357.
180 set. Kill the wiper, please. Gonna leave flaps 1. I mean, this is nasties. Once we get out of the turn here, we'll clean it up. I mean, look at that flight path. It's all the way off the mark. We gotta go. We're just gonna go old school. .55 knot wind at a 5,000 feet. Be flying backwards into 172. That's fuel. Hang it. What did the SID say? Was it 180 until there, that first turn? Now we can go ahead and clean it up. Let's go to 250. Do our after takeoff checklist. Flaps up, no light gear off, RTO is off. Cabin's climbing, engine anti-ice is on, APU is off. Oh, here comes a nice break. breakout, early morning breakout. So that's standard. Why is it giving me an invalid entry? There we go. Now it's 311. Golly. Oh my gosh, that is a beautiful view. Sim Update 4 clouds definitely changed. Get the retracts out of 10. Sterile ding. Little vertical developer right there. So I learned these are, what are they, 10 seconds, 10, 20, 30 second tick marks. Jeez. Guess we'll fly the whole SID here. Just an absolute dream to hand fly. Edge of the world, guys. Edge of the world down here at Ushuaia. Go right around this little guy here. Let's throw the weather radar on. Bank angle check. Golly. I love the sim. Let's tighten up that bank angle, get around this cloud. Gutsiest move I ever seen, Mav. Michael J, I could feel him with force feedback. So I can definitely feel him. That's another benefit of force feedback. Alright, we'll get her on our way here.
Argentina 357, contact Punta Arenas Center 119.7.
Center on 119.7, Argentina 357, bye-bye. Punta Arenas Center, Argentina 357, through flight level 155 for flight level 180.
Man, is Aerolíneas Argentinas hiring?
Punta Arenas Center, radar contact, climb to flight level 360.
Climb to flight level 360, Argentina 357.
360 set. And I'm going to straighten out my line here. Let's go ahead and bring up our legs page. Let's take us direct to Rome. Execute. Clean it up a little bit. Comes 18 thou. The rest of our lights. And no visible moisture. We'll get the engine anti-ice off. Look at the change to the N1s there. That was cool. Imagine 60 VR, 60 FPS 4K. That would be something, man. Man, we're just going to hand fly this sucker all the way up. What's up, James Johnson? Long time no see, my man. How you been? Don't mention force feedback. I'm going to make a poor financial decision. I'll tell you what, man. It's probably the #1 simulation enhancement you can buy is a force feedback device. Just makes it a dream. Moza yoke arrived yesterday. Software is getting there. I don't think I can ever go back. Christopher WX, that's awesome, man. Might have to reach out to Moza, see what's going on, see if I can get a sneak peek review copy or something of their yoke. They sent me the AB9. Maybe we didn't do it justice. Would you get the Moza or stick with the Brunner? Man, see, I never answer this question because I don't have the Moza, so I don't know. I'm not gonna give you a recommendation on something that I haven't thoroughly tested, especially with the price point. You know, I mean, Moza's much is I say much, but I think Moza's what about almost half price of the Brunner. So I don't want to steer you in the wrong direction, man. Unless I could, we'll get Command A on.
Argentina 357, Loro Rivadavia radar. Radar contact.
What's going on here? Having a yaw damp malfunction. Dutch rolling here. I'll hold some rudder in there. There we go. That was interesting. Does a 7.3 do that IRL? I have no idea. Mickey G says force feedback is the actual goat, and that I do agree. Whichever way you go. Now, the thing with force feedback, when I said before, it's all about it's the software, right? Getting the software up to speed. And I remember when Moza first released their AB9, the software wasn't there yet. It took some time, but now it's much better than it was when it first came out. So I can only imagine the yoke is the same deal. Do I have turbulence set to high or something? That's what caused us to crash in the Starship. Oh, what's going on? The yaw damper is on. Yeah, yaw damper's on, man. Weird. I wonder if there's a turbulence setting that I need to change in SimUpdate for. Any news on third-party yokes for the Moza base? That I do not know. Phoenix Galaxy confirmed 112-mile-an-hour gusts. Where at? Canada? Is there any plans for pendular force feedback yoke? Wavel, the WinWing one, the floor-mounted WinWing yoke, is going to be floor-mounted pendular. But as far as a pendular force feedback system, I don't think it's necessary for a desktop mount. Reason being, the benefit of, like, for instance, the Thrustmaster pendular yoke, what makes that yoke great is because it's spring-loaded, you don't have that hard detent in the center like you would on another spring-loaded yoke. On a force feedback yoke, there is no center point. There is nothing. You can create one if you want to, but you can make it just smooth all the way through, so you don't have to fight that center detent or fly with the trim when you make those minute, and it's always at the worst spot. So the problem with the spring yoke push-pull is when you need those real fine movements such as flare or rotation, you're fighting that center point. With force feedback, that doesn't exist because it gives you the resistance based on airspeed and things of that nature. Wow. Beautiful right there. That is beautiful. What's going on here? Climb, cruise, descent. Got top of climb 50 miles out. Wow, love it. Real life, AJ. AJ, this is real life. No, let me show you real life. Ready? It's real life. That is real life, chat. 113 in eastern Wyoming. Grody. And I get pissed when there's 40-mile-an-hour wind. I know. Am I ready for Christmas? No, not yet. There's the whole family is really just, everyone's not doing well. The wife's doing better, but the kids have been sick, man. And yeah, now my oldest has got like the flu. My two middle children have.
What in the wibble wobble is going on with live weather? LOL.
Dom, what's up, my man? Thank you for the $5 a bank angle check. I don't. Well, this isn't live weather, Dom. That might be a problem. I'm using historical weather, so I wonder if that's a problem. Maybe that's causing it. Historical weather. Maybe that's the problem. But right now it's stabled out, so we're good. I mean, we had a heck of a wind there. Shoot, it's actually died off now, 34 knots. But it was 55 knots down there at 5,000 feet.
Argentina 357, contact Punta Arenas, center 119.7.
I have the Brunner force feedback yoke PKRSO because Moza didn't exist when I was in the force feedback market. Do you think there's even a slim chance you'll fly with a bunch of guys talking up the wide body life and it causes you to try it one day? Sam, no. I don't think so, Sam.
Argentina 357, Punta Arenas Center, radar contact.
Because, I mean, the only time I could see that, Sam, is maybe when the kids are gone and out of the house. You know? Like, oh, you can, you know, be a wide body FO and go take a wife somewhere. That's the only time I think I'd be, I think I might be interested. But as of right now, man, it's just, I don't want to be on a 787 for 15 hours at a time. That sounds awful. A 6-hour flight, a 5-hour flight down to, what do? There's a flight out of Miami that goes down to somewhere. I can't remember. It's actually augmented crew. It just sounds miserable, man. I don't want to be on an airplane for that long. 3 hours to me is a long haul. I just don't like being on air. I love takeoff. I love landing. I don't like being on the airplane. Did you get any of that at the flight level 380 200 knot tailwind action weekend? I did not, Don Pellegrino. I haven't flown since September. I've not touched a real airplane since September. How does a flare feel like in force feedback? Really good. And you have to, people have said this before, you almost have to relearn flaring with force feedback, because if you're not in trim, you gotta learn to trim an airplane, to actually trim an airplane, because if you're not in trim, you're going to be fighting the yoke, and that's just going to cause more problems. But in the flare, when you're all trimmed out, man, it's butter. It's just, you just put just a little bit of back pressure on there, pull that nose up, and just let her glide down, man. Just let her glide. It's kind of a cool shot. 5-hour flights from New York City to Cali in the 321 is brutal. That does sound brutal, man. You know what sounds more brutal? Well, I guess it's all lie flat seats, so it's not that bad. But imagine doing XLR to Europe out of New York. Going there, probably not terrible, but I bet coming back it gets really long. I bet coming back gets really, really long in the XLR. How are you finding the 7.3 type rating? So far, so good, man. I'm just doing all my home study right now. I'll be in the sim January. So I'm doing all my home study. I did my HGS today. Matter of fact, so this is data link stuff. Is there a HUD page in this box? I don't think so. Don't think there's a HUD page. Is there a HUD page in here? I don't remember how to get to it. So in my HGS studying this morning, they were showing the you can basically do what this does here, in the FMC, and our airplanes, you guys are getting on me for meters. Our airplanes are the landing distance is all in feet. So I don't know if it's changeable or if it's configurable. But our aircraft are you put the data in feet, not in meters. I feel like a 10-hour flight with the rest of the. I feel like a 10-hour flight with a rest would be better than a 5-hour transcon, but I've never done either. I don't know, man. I don't know, Sam, because it all depends on if you can sleep on an airplane. If you can sleep on an airplane, then it's not bad. But I mean, I can sleep on an airplane, but how rested are you? And no matter what you do, you're going through red eyes. Like, it just, I don't know. Call me sissy girl. I just don't. It doesn't sound fun. Now, this is all with an asterisk, because if we still had 747s flying, I'd be all over it, Sam. I'd be all over flying a 747 long haul. Matter of fact, if I didn't get hired and I was on the street somehow, I would have gone and flown for Atlas or tried to get on with Atlas. It's all about the airplanes for me. Like, the 787 definitely does not do it. 777 is probably the last great Boeing wide body. But still, it's 2 engines. It's too efficient. It's too mid, man. I want to be rolling coal with 4 engines out there. The Felis 747-200. You know, I don't want to have 72 INS systems and GPS. If our INS goes out, I want to, hey, Frank, can you get your little star thing? What's it called? Your not the sextant. What is the tool where you look at the stars to navigate from? Like, that was their backup nav. That, to me, super exciting. Sitting up here in front of a glass cockpit, flying for 18 hours, going back twice to sit in a little cubby hole. Not my cup of tea. Yeah, Sam, I was never a transcon fan either. I know guys, I have friends that love transcons. Like, they specifically bid trips that go one leg one day, one leg the next day, one leg the next day. It's like, man, I'd rather just fly, 3, 4, 5 hour legs a day than do 3 legs at 2 hours, or 3 legs at 2 hours is a lot. But like, say 3 legs that you have one that's an hour and a half, and then maybe a 2.5 hour flight. That, to me, the day just goes by faster. It's more dynamic. Things are changing. Like, it's just, I don't know. I enjoy that environment more. I do not enjoy the regional schedule life back in the day where we did 4 or 5 legs a day every day for 4 days. That was exhausting. 5 legs a day, sometimes even 5 days in a row with a non-commutable front end or a back end. It just, that's a young man's game right there. I am Lundby. Thank you for the 42 months of support. How about flying cargo? Seems more relaxed. I'm not a fan of the car. I say I'm not a fan. I prefer passenger flying. I like my airports, man. I love interacting with the young kids that want to come up front, see the flight deck. I want to go get my coffee, and I want to just, go through the terminals that are all decorated for the holiday season. I love that. That's part of the job. And there's a sense of pride too with you're walking through the airport as an airline pilot. As a kid, that's always what I wanted to do, right? So you go through all the steps and you make it. It's fun, man. I enjoy the whole aspect of it. Cargo, I flew a little bit of the cargo world, the small narrow body cargo stuff, flying props, and you're at the FBO, you're at the cargo ramp, and it's definitely more chill. But to me, that doesn't encompass the whole airline pilot life, that I've always enjoyed. Even as a passenger, long haul kills me. I can't imagine going to work after the poor quality rest you get on a 10 to 15 hour flight. Exactly, Flight Sim School. But, to each their own, because some guys, that's all they do. They love it. They absolutely love it. Aviation peaked in the 80s, changed my mind. I won't change your mind, but can we shift it to like the 90s? So a little more safe. I think aviation peaked in like 1995 probably. Definitely, before 2000. 2000 it's all downhill from there. 2000, it was all downhill. Airplanes started disappearing. It became all about efficiency and how many people can we fit in an airplane versus let's make a wonderful experience for passengers. It became less about, I don't know, being a luxury and more about just making money. But what do we say, Chad? Money makes the world go round, right? Yeah, you don't see any former cargo pilots. That is true. Gus has got a point there. It's very hard on your body. Flying and fly-by-night cargo is very hard on your body. I flew 8 hours from Dublin to Dubai, then connected on a 12-hour flight to Tokyo. There were people doing legit yoga at the back of the A380 to avoid cramps. I believe it, Aaron. You know, I would be getting up, walking down the aisles and stuff. But yeah, you can't, you know, you're on an airplane for that long. But see, at least you're on a 380. You know, in the U.S., there is no 380 option. If you're flying a U.S. carrier, you're on a mid 2-engine wide body, which, you know, I guess they're okay, but it's, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, you have to pretty much be in business class if you're going to go. Flying in the very back of a economy class wide body for a North American carrier is, you better be sitting next to someone you'd like. All right, it seems like it's smoothing out here. We'll get the seatbelt sign off. Let's go outside. Kind of like this view here that we have going on here. Alright. Oh, you know what? I just thought of something. On that Starship flight, we had, I thought, a runaway trim situation. But I've noticed in Sim Update 4, some of my drone camera or some of my key bindings specifically are not what they used to be, like they changed. So I wonder if there's some trim bindings for the drone camera now that are back. Very interesting. Matter of fact, yeah, I'm not going to mess with it now. We don't need another runaway trim into the freaking ground. She's a beaut, Clark. The wingnut excuse list. No, it was legit, Gus.
Argentina 357. Contact Punta Arenas Center 128.1.
Contact Punta Arena Center 128.1.
Contact
Argentina
Punta.
357. Punta Arena
Do you
Center,
prefer the
Argentina
piston Duke
357. Good morning,
with or
flight
without
level
the
360.
winglets? And also, when is Tour de Americas happening?
Argentina 357, Punta Arena Center, radar contact.
I actually prefer the piston Duke without the winglets because I like to reserve the winglets for the turbine Duke flying. I like the look of the straight wing on the piston Duke, but they're both great, man. They're both great. Tour de Americas is on hold indefinitely. What kind of killed that for me was, well, it's also part of the rules of Tour de Americas. It has to be on a network. So, V-Pilot has some sort of DRM, or not DRM. Speaking of DRM, a bunch of you naughty pilots out there downloading illegal 7.3s. The way that VATSIM has banned me, I'm banned through V-Pilot somehow. It does some type of some type of check, but X-Pilot doesn't, which is weird. So it's something through V-Pilot. So if we can't fly it on a network, it's kind of like, well, I don't know. Iveo? No, we haven't done Iveo in a while. We could start doing that again, though. I have all the MTLs and models for it. Is the ban indefinite? Pretty much. They reached out to, or yeah, one of the guys sent an email to me about months ago now. And I said, he basically said, we can, if you send me your ID. And I'm just like, no, nope. Nope. When you're more comfortable with the 7.3, would you consider making a tutorial? Yes, 100%. 100% Aviator Legend. That is the plan. But yeah, I want to get fully experienced and set up in it, right? I didn't realize that was up to 50. Sorry guys, was that music? That was way too loud, wasn't it? How's it now? Is that better? Was it banned for the conga line? No, it talked about on the last stream. So before CID login was allowed, you had to log in with your name. There was no CID login option. When I started streaming, I put a fake name on there, and they banned the account, which, everyone misses this point. They banned the account because it didn't have an appropriate name. It was a totally fine name. It was nothing, it was just a regular, like John Doe or whatever. But it didn't match the account, so they banned it. But I didn't actually know that it was banned because I had made that VATSIM account. We're talking 6, 7, 8 years ago. So I didn't have the recovery email. So I just tried to log into VATSIM. Like, why can't I log into VATSIM? So I made another account. And then whoever banned me the first time, I guess stream sniped me in San Francisco. We were actually live. And they were talking to me on the chat, or there was a mod or whatever on the freaking client, and realized who I was, and then banned me for that. I'm like, okay, well that's, or so they banned me there and said you need to provide ID, and I said no, I'm not gonna send you ID, bro. Which is ironic. I think the CID login might have been I wonder if I had something to do with that, because they changed that like 6 years ago. So that's a problem. And yeah, so the accusation that, you know, I had 5 accounts just flying around willy-nilly, that wasn't true. I had 1 account. It got banned because before CID login was allowed. I didn't realize that account was banned until the second account got banned. And then the allegations are true. I think we have like 8 burners now. So the band name Jack, no, it was legit, dude. It was I don't even remember what. I had Pete Mitchell. Pete Mitchell was one of them. I don't remember what the other was. There was nothing vulgar or anything. I mean, I've seen so much worse stuff on the network. It's kind of a joke. But the whole problem was that, or for me anyway, the whole problem for me is that I don't think they should be forcing people to submit legit IDs. And so at a principle, I'm like, no, dude, I'm sorry, I'm not going to send you an ID. Because, yes, I could make a fake ID. I could send them. But I think that's a problem. They're not equipped to handle that information. And I'm a grown adult. So, I mean, even if I did, I know what not to send them. But who knows if it's some kid, right? So, you know, some kid, you know, Jimmy Two Shoes or whatever, that just wants to get on VATSIM and play. Like, you know, he may submit something he's not supposed to. And listen, identity theft is something that I have been through. And I'm telling you, you do not want to go through it. So I take that very seriously. And maybe that's part of my problem with it, is because I have seen firsthand what a true identity theft situation could do to someone. It's not worth it, man. Not worth it. Ted Striker. Yeah, Vodka, that's what I was saying. Yeah, the very first one, I had no idea. I didn't actually know what happened, Vodka. That was a thing. And then after the second one, I'm like, oh, I see what's going on. And then it blew up. So, but what's funny, so here's the really funny part. I know we talk about this a lot, but what is really funny about the whole VATSIM thing, yes, after I refused to submit ID, I started creating multiple accounts, right? What's against terms of service? Okay, cool. But VATSIM got to the point where they would stream snipe us. We got stream sniped on the 777 pre-release stream with PMDG. We got stream sniped on the FS Lab stream. So it resulted to stream sniping, to then which I said, okay, well, we're going to keep going with this. I just thought that was pretty funny. And now there's some type of, now they ban you through vPilot, and there's some type of link when you log in, because you can log in, not do anything, and then it'll ban the account automatically. So vPilot checks something. I don't know if it's your username with the Microsoft Flight Sim or whatever. Yeah, Anatical, I saw something like that with kids no longer allowed on VATSIM, but again, I have no idea how. And then my next question, and then how are you going to enforce that, right? Kriegmeister, exactly, right? I mean, and it's like, I have nothing to hide, Korgmeister, but you know what I'm talking about. Like, I'm an airline guy. I don't want, I stream. Sometimes we have over 1,000 people on a stream. When we started using like tracking and like, for example, like VAA or the virtual airline stuff we were doing, all the stuff I want to show you, it displays your username, right? So I had a alias username for all of that stuff. So it was all legit. Like, I had a legit email, a legit stuff, but I don't know. It's weird. VATSIM needs to be 18 plus. I'm all for kids getting into aviation and all that, but it doesn't feel right talking to squeaky controllers. Flight sim guy, I know I'm torn on that because, like you, I think it's great for kids to get into aviation, and it's great for kids to be enthusiastic about it. I think there should be some more internal, like for the controller standpoint. I don't know if they do, but do they have, age requirements to be a controller? I think maybe bump those up. But I'll be honest with you, man. When I was on the network, I've flown with people in a conga line with us that sound like they're 10 years old. And they may be 10 years old, but they have better radio communication than some grown adults. So that's where I'm torn. It's like, well, you don't want to just not have kids on the network, but at the same time, I totally understand where you're coming from when you check on to approach and it's an 8-year-old in the tower. Like, it's just there's no, like, I don't know what you do, to be honest with you. Zippy, what's up, my man? How you doing, bud? Maybe controlling does have an age limit, Cyclone. Maybe it is. Wavol, exactly. And do you remember who was the real world pilot that got banned? Not banned, but he was a real world aviation content creator, and somebody that was watching his videos reported him to the FAA. Like, it's the same thing, dude. Exactly. Like, I don't want all my information out there, and then, there's nothing that we're doing wrong, but like they could say, oh, look at this video. He crashed an MD-80 in the mountains of Colombia. This is who you're hiring. Like, you never, you know what I'm saying? Like, because there are people out there like that, 100%. Yeah, it's with FOSP. I know about that, Roblox and everything. Yeah, it's wild.
357, contact Commodore Rivadavia radar 155.5. Have a good morning.
Wow, that was legit. I gotta hand it to Beyond ATC. The improvements over the voice communications have been great. Like, from when we first started. That was a great transmission from that guy. And I love having auto respond on. It's so nice.
Argentina 357, Commodore Rivadavia radar identified.
Like, that sounds real. If someone just tuned into the stream, they're like, that's real air traffic controller. All I want for Christmas is a Moza yoke and a gravity-fed smoker if my wife is watching. BKG Blueface, if your wife is watching, you need to get the Camp Chef Woodwind Pro because it's got real wood burning capabilities with the pellets, and it's the best thing, dude. It's the best thing. So you guys know London broil. Generally a London broil is a really lean, can be really tough piece of meat. Man, I threw a London broil. I threw a London broil on the Camp Chef last night. Smoke it real slow, low. Man, it's delicious. And sometimes I just want really lean meat. I actually prefer the taste of it than like a fatty ribeye. So every now and then I'll do the London broil thing. It's the Camp Chef Woodwind Pro. So the Woodwind Pro, there's actually a wood box where you can put wood chunks in it, and it will burn them. It sits above the pellet box, so the wood will actually catch fire and smolder and burn like you're doing a offset smoker, but the temperature is controlled by the pellets. So it's the easiest thing, dude. I started comparing because I was hardcore, man. I was hardcore with my offset smoker, trying to make my own charcoal. That's how hardcore I was. And then I finally got the Woodwind Pro, and I got the Woodwind Pro because we moved and I couldn't bring my offset with me. And I was like, I'm going to try this. And I was blown away, absolutely blown away. And then when we got back to Texas, I've done some comparison smokes, and it's actually very hard to tell the difference when you do a comparison smoke from an offset and the Woodwind Pro. Now, if you do a regular pellet smoker, they are still very good, and the convenience it pays for themselves. It's amazing. But I fell in love with the Woodwind Pro specifically because you burn real chunks. Do I eat deer? Do I sound like a man? Of course I eat deer. How's the taste and texture? Best on a green egg or Woodwind Pro? It's all in what the deer has been, wherever you harvested the deer from, man. It depends on what they've been eating. That makes the biggest difference. I think deer meat is best smoked. I also like smoky flavor. Like, I actually like the flavor of smoke. So sometimes people, and I agree, deer can be too gamey tasting for some palates, my wife included. But when you smoke it, it kind of pulls that gaminess out of the meat. So I think deer meat best served on a Woodwind Pro or an offset. I don't normally like audio, but I do love Silent Night. We might let this roll out. Turk says, I'm going to be honest, I think banning kids from all social media until they're somewhere around 16 is a good idea. I actually 100% agree with that. Plenty of studies just how toxic it is on young minds. Turks, that's what I'm going through right now with my girls growing up. It's like, I don't want them to have a phone until they're 16. I don't want them to have anything. I totally agree with you, because I think back to when I was growing up, and I almost think we're the last, I was the last generation where that stuff didn't exist until I was already in my teens, really. So what it does to the minds, and I know, man, I've been listening to different doctors and podcasts about that. It's a tough world to be in for the young minds growing up. It really is. You got to be so careful, man. AJ, thanks for the $3 super chat. Harvesting deer from second story windows, Mickey G. Hey, hit the like button if you ever harvested a deer from your wife's island countertop with a 308, and then didn't realize how much unburnt powder was actually going to get all over the quartz countertop. Had to clean it up. Thanks, AJ. Appreciate you, man. Mickey G, we've got if you want to come get a buck, dude, we've got a lot of really good, not like massive, but some pretty darn good 8 points that are around my property right now. I see them every day, almost every morning. You gotta come out here, Mickey G. I'll hook you up. I don't think I had a phone until I was 14, 15. Yeah, and even then, the first phone I had was a brick phone. Played Snake. I got a mobile when I was 15, but this was pre-smartphones. Yeah, exactly. Somebody was asking something about the pot. I was trying to clean. How easy is it to clean the burn pot on the Woodwind Pro? Hate pulling the grates in my pit boss to clean it. That's my only gripe. So this is how I clean my Woodwind Pro. I crank it up to like 400 and let it catch fire. I've cleaned my Woodwind Pro twice in, how long have I had it? Let's see, it's 2025, 2024. In 3 years, I've cleaned it twice. And it's not bad. If you want to clean you're talking about getting the dust and stuff out. I just pull the grates off, and then you pull there's like a grease tray that comes out, and then you have access to everything. So now I can just use a little shop vac, whatever, take all the dust out. But I learned by accident that if I let it catch fire semi-uncontrollably, it really cleans it out for you. Clay Travis of Clay and Buck, no cell phone for his kids until they're 14. Yeah. Well, Victor threw, that's the other thing, right? So what happens when my kids are like, so my kids go to, homeschooled, but they also do real school or non-homeschool a couple days a week, and same thing. Teachers communicate through the cell phone apps and stuff, and I'm like, well, what if I want, what if she wants to, I don't know. I don't know where the line is. I am living through that process right now of trying to balance, well, what do we do about communication and all that stuff. It's all about raising them right. Say if you send them off to camp of a friend's house, the phone comes out clutch instead of just messaging the parents. True. I think my first mobile when I was 13, old Nokia. Yeah, I think it was a Nokia phone. I think I had a Nokia too. If I was still in OKC, I could make the drive. I know, Mickey G. I can't believe it's lonely up here now. I'm all by myself. You're out there sweating it out in 85-degree humidity on Christmas Day with Twin Peaks. If you want some Doomer content, go read the post from the teacher subreddit. No, I won't do that. Reddit is pretty funny, man. I never get on Reddit, but I see the Reddit posts that you guys like screenshot and put in the Discord. Turk Karen sends me Reddit stuff. I think it's so funny, man. That's like, it's like the dark web. Somebody sent me a post a long time ago. When I first started the channel, there was like a Reddit thread about how I'm not a real pilot, and they were like trying to see if I was a real pilot or not. I started reading it. I got a kick out of it. I almost wanted to make an account just to like start feeding the argument, because that's something I would do. Get them one of those crappy prepaid phones from Walmart. It's just a phone. True, Matthew F. True. You forgot the SMS chats from pre-iPhone time. Yeah, that's right. SMS. Yeah. Having to apologize to your high school sweetheart because you only got 2 texts left. That was the good old days, man. Reddit is like the wall next to the bathroom wall of the internet. Yeah. The plaque for the ladies' room is on the Reddit thread. Or what? Yeah, the plaque for the alternates is on the Reddit thread. It was in Reddit. My girlfriend got me a handheld smoker as a gift. What is that? It's mostly for cocktails. Oh, yeah. Yes. Yeah, Aaron, you got to try that out, man. I've seen those. Yeah, when I used to be heavy into the bourbon, I was thinking about getting one of those. There are no women on the internet. Not for you, AJ. Ready to see Phillip Rivers in the playoffs? Dude, I'm so excited to see Phillip Rivers play. I can't believe friggin' Jason Myers had to go ruin the vibe and kick a 50-yarder to win it. That groupie guy comes out, kicks a 60-yarder. A 60-yarder? The dude's not even, dude was like a 120-pound kicker, and he comes out, bangs a 60-yarder after Phillip Rivers let him down the field. And then Jason Myers has got to go ruin it for everybody. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm a Colts fan now. The Cowboys are out. Jets have never been in. I am all on the Colts bandwagon right now. Any Colts fans in the chat? Because we're gonna have a Colts party on. They play Monday night or Sunday night, I think, coming up. I got both my boys' phones when they started middle school and were walking on their own to school. Restricted. Yes, nice scriptably. Exactly. Especially walking to school and all that. And I also think, though, for some reason, my oldest son, he's only 4, I think. 3.5. So, definitely not near enough age needing a phone. But I feel like I will care less about my sons having phones than my daughters. I don't know. Does that make sense? I don't know. Or I would be more concerned about my daughter's exposure to the internet than my son's. I don't know. That's just how I kind of feel for right now. That may change when they get older. Who knows? NTS says, I caught my daughter in the backseat of my car with her friend texting each other. Just talk to each other. Remember how to do that? I know. Confirm the Colts will somehow not get a spot on the playoffs. Well, Gus, same division as your Broncos, right? It's going to be interesting. The worst thing about Reddit and Facebook is the votes, downvotes. It certainly stifle discussions while boosting crazy stuff. Yeah. Yep. BlackBerry fanboy. I had a girlfriend that had BlackBerry. Friend in high school would text without looking at the phone in flip phone days. Oh, dude, that was me. We'd just sit in class staring straight forward, typing away. That's what I was saying. So when we flew the Starship earlier, we were using the T9 texting for the flight plan, because that's how the Starship... that's how you enter the flight plan on the Starship, is T9 texting. So it's like ABC is number 1, DEF is number 2. So you have to hit 1 and then hit the letter key 1, 2, 3 to get to C. But I used to T9. I mean, I could T9 text better than I can text with my iPhone right now. Like I had that down. I mean, yeah, I could open up my Razr, my Motorola Razr. I could open it up. I knew which buttons to press to get to messages, and then just start. So I could have a conversation pretty much without looking at the phone. In Brazil, we got a thing up to 2010. The first 3 seconds of a call, the cell operators couldn't charge if it was mobile to mobile. Huh. You can say a lot in 3 seconds. Then around 2010, they stopped limiting phones the minutes, but reduced the SMS. Yep. Jeremy Harvey, what's up, man? You need to also think about the danger of kids' explicit media access. Yes, I know, man. It is. And now we got AI. I mean, maybe I'm pessimistic, but I think humanity. We were talking about. This got really deep here on this flight in Argentina. We're talking about how aviation peaked in the 90s. I think humanity peaked in 2015. And then you could argue, I think humanity peaked into 2019, and then after COVID, I think we've been nothing but going downhill, and now we got AI, and I think that's only going to further the downfall of American civilization. Wow, are we in a Learjet? Where's that Fly Somewhere Learjet, man? I watched the Fly Somewhere sneak peek for 2024 Learjet. I'm very excited about that. Humanity peaked after the first text, then descended after TikTok. This is Flight Level 410 talk, man. This is crazy. Darth Rust, I hear you, man. At least 16 for the first smartphone. I agree, man. And I know boys are just as much of a target. That is true. I did see that. Listen to some podcasts about that stuff. Crash another BizJet. No, I want to do Citation 10. Citation 10 next, dude. I've been flying the Citation 10. Getting it in like my bindings and everything back up. It's great, dude. I love the Flight Effects Citation 10. We're going to have to do a stream in that this week, maybe. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stream tomorrow just because the wife has really been on the struggle bus with everyone being sick, and if people aren't better by tomorrow, I may not come in and stream. It'll be release day. Y'all will be flying the NG anyway. Will there be all AI will be the downfall of society? I got accused of cheating on a paper using AI that I didn't do, and it was a whole ordeal to get it resolved. Wow. What exactly do you people think we talk about 4 to 5 days locked in a broom closet? If you want reality and simming, this is as real as it gets. I agree, man. It's better than you live close to the airport? Citation 10 is so much fun. One of my favorite BizJets, and then the Lear 35. That and the Lear 35. I love it, man. We haven't flown it in a while. When it first came out, I couldn't stop flying it. We took it down to South America. We flew it across. I'm thinking, what can we? I want to take the 10 into like some. I want to fly to airports that don't really have airline service, because I feel like when we fly Learjet citations, starships. I don't want to fly to LAX or New York. I want to fly to airports that we don't go to with airliners. So I'm trying to find the really cool Citation 10 flight. I was thinking somewhere up in Canada. I want to fly. So many years ago when I was a big snowboarder, my favorite snowboarding trip was we stayed at Chateau. Where's Gus? Are you still here? You're Canadian. Chateau Lake Louise. And I need to see if there's an airport up there that has private jet service. I think it'd be kind of fun to fly up there, and then do like some Canada ops in the Citation X. So Aspen and Eagle are great, but we've done those so many times, man. Mammoth Lakes is beautiful. So Iglufu, we did Mammoth Lakes a lot during career mode, which brings me to my next topic. We got to talk about career mode here in a minute. Sam says, "Don't hate on me with my so what part of town do you live in?" conversation. It eventually leads to better conversations. That's true, Sam. Sam, maybe one day you and I will be flying together, man. How cool would that be? Talk about how the tables turn. I knew Sam from the Discord. When you were not even at the regionals yet, right? And then watched Sam get into the regionals, and then watched him upgrade to El Capitan. He got to fly on my jump seat out to Mini. That was cool. And now, might be slinging my gear. We'll see. Probably not, but be a long time from now. Have I done Telluride? I have. We've done Telluride in the Lear. Once you do Telluride in the Lear, everything else pales in comparison. If you want a challenge, get in the Learjet and fly to Telluride. You'll be hanging on. You'll be hanging on. How we doing in here? Maybe we do some jump seat vibes. Guess we don't need the FCU since we have FCU up. Citation into Big Bear. Big Bear is beautiful, but it's kind of a mid-airport, to be honest with you. Casper to Aspen? Where's Casper? Entire Banff and Jasper National Parks are insane. Yeah, is there any scenery up there for the sim? That's what I should be looking at. Kelowna, Canada is pretty fun. Kelowna? Yukon is nice for GA. My go-to 4 to 5 day conversation starter is how gravity is not, in fact, a force. Gravity is not a force, huh? I don't even know. What is it then? The Lear always looks like it's on the brink all time. I know. That's the thing, Dale. That's why I love it, man. The Learjet, and honestly, the MD-11, the Rotate MD-11. Oh, speaking of, TFDI MD-11, where y'all at? I think it's out to collection edition owners. Somebody said it's out to content creators too, but I haven't seen anybody flying it. If TFDI is in here, if anybody knows TFDI, I would love to fly that. I have it, but I don't have a collector's edition, so it's not out for the poors that have the non-collector edition like myself and a lot of people out here. I think a lot of, I don't say a lot, but I didn't remember it. I don't remember too many people streaming or flying the collector's edition prior to, or paying, because you had to pay for it early, right? But MD-11, Learjet, I feel like I'm always hanging on the back of my seat. Like, eh. Dom, thanks for the 2 years of support, man. Has Azoba acknowledged the obnoxious cloud lighting at night over cities? Yes, Dom. And Sim Update 4, you got to check it out, man. Sim Update 4, night flying is amazing. It really is, dude. Sim Update 4, I think this is the best state the Sim has been in. With makes sense. It's the furthest it's been in. But honestly, Sim Update 4, I think, is the update a lot of people were waiting for to either make the switch or to maybe fly in 2024 more. A lot of the issues, outstanding issues, have been fixed. The night lighting is incredible. It's really incredible. Sim Update 3, I would argue that X-Plane 12 night lighting and Blue Hour was better. Now in Sim Update 4, I think Microsoft Blue Hour might be on top. We're going to have to do an X-Plane 12 stream just to compare. Because X-Plane 12 low light does look incredible. Not going to lie. Especially airport lighting. Do I fly around in Canada? IRL. Not in a long time. But yeah, we fly to Canada. $120 miles out. Oh, we do need to mess with our approach. Do we want to do the RNAV X-ray? I think we're going to have to... Oh, look, we got Route 2 in here. Love it. I think we're going to do the RNAV Zulu 27. Gotta come over here. Let me just get this set up. That starts from the other side. RNP Yankee. RNP Yankee. RNAV Yankee? Where? I don't have RNP Yankee. Uh-oh. I have RNP Zulu. RNP X-ray. RNP Yankee. I don't have that one. RNAV. Oh. Yeah, I do. RNAV Yankee. Off of S-Sexy. Execute. Let's go sexy, a 4-ball. There we go. We'll deal with that a little bit later too. Got a little time. Oh. Catch back up here as heads down. Kelowna. Kelowna. In short, gravity is a result of curved space-time, but not a force. It's complicated, but that's true. So let's say gravity, but does not force. Well, my head's going to explode thinking about that. So moving on. Reset Jet says, have you done Vagar Airport EVKG? I just saw Just Planes of Far Cargo 75 and had to recreate them on channel. Reset Jet, I don't believe I have. I'll have to look into that. Vagar Airport, huh? EVKG. I'll look into that. Yeah, AJ, that's right. Bought the TFDI like 9 months prior. That's right. I did not buy it 9 months prior because I was unsure how it was going to turn out. I have Sim Update 4, but when I'm up in the air IRL, I just don't think the reflection in the clouds looks good. Maybe it's just me. Do you wear NVGs? I do wear NVGs when I fly nights. Oh, see, I haven't done any NVGs in the sim. I did see that they have the... I watched Faviano do the Huey missions with the NVGs. Look pretty cool, but yeah. I think your best bet is going to be DCS for that, for sure, Dom. Gravity is the distortion in the fabric known as space-time. Oh my gosh, here we go. Some magical place north of Michigan full of nice people and beers, Canada. Canadian is back flying the 1900D in northern Quebec and Ontario. Is he really? Nice.
Expect Royal 4, runway 27.
Right here. Used to snowboard. I went skiing for the first time ever a couple weeks ago. I can add that to my conversation list. There you go. Yeah, man, I used to snowboard every year. We'd go somewhere different. And then when I started flight instructing full time, and well, not when I started, pretty much towards the end of my instruction, when I was trying to get jobs other than flight instructor, I had a really bad accident. I say really bad accident. I busted my knee really good. And I realized that my life revolves around a medical, and I decided it'd probably be a good idea to take it easy. Because I used to do like backcountry snowboarding and stuff, and kind of reckless. I mean, you know, you feel invincible when you're in your 20s like you are. But yeah, that's it. And then I stopped, man. I went one more time. I went the year after I had my accident with my knee, and then that was it. I never went again. So I haven't been in a very long time. I have my board somewhere. I have an old Burton somewhere. But yeah, man. I'd be on my butt. But it's funny though, because I kind of want to start thinking about doing a Christmas activities with the kids. You know, get them on some skis or a snowboard or something. I really want to go to Leavenworth, Washington, a little Christmas town. I really want to go there and do the you can like saucer slide down the hills. Those sports are for office type workers. Yeah, we're turning this channel into a theoretical physics channel. It's too late. I've lost control. I know. I can see the chat. Oscar 6 says, Colin from TFDI said they sent out 24 builds to media partners. I assume I ain't a media partner. I guess so, Oscar Stick. Well, to be fair, I was a little bit, maybe that's because I was a little extra critical when it first released. I was pretty critical when it first came out, I'm not going to lie. But that's because I knew what the 717 was, and I was expecting, I don't know, I had higher expectations than what happened, and I was not happy about it. But I don't think I was disrespectful. I thought I was pretty tactful. I was just like, the sound. It was hollow, man. It was a hollow sounding airplane. To me, it's the jet version of the Aerostar. Like, there are some systems that are good. I actually think the Aerostar has better systems as a whole than TFDI first did. But it had systems modeling, but it just felt empty. It felt lifeless. The sounds were not good. The textures were straight out of P3D. They didn't even try to change them, which is why they have the whole new 2024 version update, which I commend them for. I think it's great. Been following along on their, the before-after shots, which are pretty cool. But, yeah, I just was...
Argentina 357, descend to flight level 130.
All right, descend to 130. Let's do it.
Descend to flight level 130.
Time to go to work. Descend now. 13 is set. Down we go. We're going to pause the music. Sounds are coming up. And it's time to start programming the situations. All right, descend now. Execute 13,000. McCallum, what's up? Has the 717 been a mess when it first came out? Right, but I never had it when it first came out. I got the 717 towards the end of my P3D experience or dabbling, and it was in a really good state when I first got it. So I just linked the 717 to just being really good. And you know how your memory always, your nostalgia kind of blinds you a little bit. So nostalgically, I may have even thought the 717 was better than it actually was, just because of my nostalgia feeling to it. And I was hoping the TFDI MD-11 was going to give me that same feeling in 2020, and when it fell short, that's when I was like, eh. But, I mean, I stand by it. I think the 2020 MD-11, it just, for me personally, it missed it. It wasn't immersive. It wasn't a very immersive airplane. I thought it flew nice. They had some pretty good updates that came out towards the end of my time on 2020 that made it much better, but you know, we did a couple long hauls in it. We did Honolulu back to LA. That was fun. But I really am looking forward to the next one. All right. RNAV, RNP Yankee 27. minimums, RNAV mins, LNAV, 2100, 2150. Do we add 50 here, Turks? I don't know. Aero mins, 2150. Wind wing EFIS, where are you at? And this, I need that wind wing EFIS. All right, 2150 on the Barrow is set. Come down here and knit ref. We'll do flaps 30, 144. I know the wind is going to be howling. Let's go ahead and take a look at the wind, actually. Let's go back to the home page. Arrival 290 at 26, gust 36. Woof. All right. So we're going to have a crosswind. A little bit of a crosswind. The star... We're going down to 13,000, but it takes us to ball, but we're going to just do our own thing pretty much. Bottom is 7. We're going down to 13, at or above 13. I want to make D30. Is it too late to make this a hard altitude? Let's see. Is that going to put us high? Let's see here. All right, FMC speed, VNAV path, init ref, 3144. The final approach course is 271. PMDG does not work in career mode, at least yet. Darth Rust, there's a whole lot of airplanes that are quote-unquote working in career mode, but I don't even know if you get missions for them. That's what I wanted to talk about, but we went down the gravity train and like society is failing train during cruise. We might do a career night on Friday night, career mode Friday night, because I kind of want to see if the PC-12 is fixed for altitude. The Cessna 404 Titan is available for purchase and you can do missions for it. Thing is, I don't know if I want to fly 600 miles in a 404 Titan. That's going to take a long time. But BS Logistics, we may have to resurrect BS Logistics. Can I get some Alpha 7 Zulus in chat? If you know, you know. Alright, down we go. Nothing to put in the ILS mode. There's our VNAV capture. We're going to do our landing assessment. Landing en route, Balmaceda 27, aircraft details, import weather 290 at 26, calculate that. 5674, that's auto brakes 3, auto brakes 2. 6,000 feet, and I believe the turnoff is at the end, right? Oh, there is one at Bravo. Alright, we'll do auto brakes 3. Auto brakes 3, so we can probably make that Bravo turnoff there. Nothing to hard tune back here in the ILS nav, so that's fine. HUD, not required. We'll just do it manual, triple normal landing. I'm going to throw the flight path vector up because I'm an Airbus pilot. And PA, kiss them goodbye for me, Turks, if you will. Landing elevation, 1700 is set. Engine anti-ice not required. I think we're doing good. Down we go. I still can't believe we landed at the helipad. That was the best, man. The birth of Alpha 7 Zulu was the best. K6, what's going on, my man? It didn't happen exactly. What helo pad? Flat. What were we in the? Were we in the 172? I think we were in the 172, right? That we just bought. I can't total my airplane. My biggest gripe with career mode, it's still there, Has nothing to do with the lack of airplanes that I want to fly or whatnot, anything like that. My biggest, number one problem with career mode is it does not allow you to fly your airplane for any cargo mission. Example, if I have a medium cargo aircraft, which I would argue are light cargo aircraft, such as the Cessna Caravan, I want to fly light cargo missions because the light cargo missions are all like sub 200 miles, which is a beautiful flight time for a Caravan doing 90 knots. I do not want to fly 650 nautical mile medium cargo missions in a Piper Caravan. I also would like to do the opposite. If I want to fly medium cargo but my little Caravan can't lift all the weight, let me do multiple trips then. Let me be in charge of what airframes I can take, at least in company mode. Like if you own the airplane, allow the user to do it. I understand if you're in employee mode or whatever, that's fine. But once you have a company built and you've purchased an airframe, let the owner of the airline choose the airframe for the run. And don't mitigate the runways, you know? If it put it on the user to properly plan. If I look at the mission and it says the landing is a non-improved dirt strip and it's 1,500 feet, I'm probably not going to take my PC-24 into that runway, right? But if I do, then punish me. If I crash, I crash, right? Let me choose what missions I can do with my fleet. You will spend 6 hours in a Caravan cockpit and you like it. Turks, we did it one time and I wanted to just pull my eyes out. It was awful, man. Did we sim rate that one? We're not allowed to sim rate. We have a hard and fast rule for BS Logistics. Sim rate is not allowed in company mode. So we suffered through some very long career mode nights. Miss V1 is in the house. Hey, I'm glad you didn't jump off a bridge, honey. She was we were talking about you earlier. She is holding down the fort. She's having a heck of a day. Kids throwing up in her car. Kids sick. Everybody's on antibiotics now. And I'm trying not to get sick selfishly because I'm a probie and I can't afford to get sick right now. Even though I'm off. But that's why I said I really may not stream tomorrow depending on how Miss V1 is handling. But she has been a rock star. 4 kids at home, all sick. So, some shout outs to Miss V1. The reindeer chow is almost gone. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just tune tower. I'm going to contact my own tower. I'm going to fly my own approach. After this, we're going to set 7,000. Wow, she said good morning. Maybe I should just let him vector me and see what happens.
Expect radar vectors for RNAV Zulu runway 27.
All right, 1003 is set. All right, let's do our checklist. What's it called? Descent. Descent checklist. Altimeters.
7,000 feet, QNH 1003, Argentina
1003 set. Approach preparations completed. Pressurization checked. Terrain display selected. Lights. Ah, dang it, I forgot the lights. Fixed lights coming on. Do we do taxi for fixed? I don't know. Look at the expanded flow. Descent checklist complete. We're almost done, Miss V1. We are on approach. What coffee do you want me to bring you on the way home, hon? You need the juice? You need a peppermint mocha? What do you need? Am I excited for the Fokkers? Absolutely. Nikki G says, my wife and 2 kids are sick too. Not me, though, because I'm superior. I wasn't going to say that, but yes. We all know what you on antibiotics is like. That is true. Yeah, me flying on antibiotics, streaming on antibiotics is no bueno. A peppermint latte. I think we will, Sam. Let's see what she says. Fires are out now. Any coffee? Any coffees will do. I have eggnog lattes. Sam, are you a peppermint mocha fan now? I can't remember. I think we were going to get you to get one. I thought you were going to get one a while back. The shadow, the lighting, it's real life Reset Jet, isn't it? Great name, by the way. I think I've said that before, but Reset Jet, love that. The one with the most caffeine. Okay, so we're doing Cortado, 4 shots. Gotcha. How was Miss V1 handling our crash earlier? I didn't tell her about it, T-Tut Company, just because there was... I really wanted that stream to be successful because I was not assisting her, so I was really hoping that stream would be successful. It was a very non-successful stream. We nosedived it. I wasted about 3 hours. Could have gone to the doctor with the kiddo. I've had peppermint mochas. It was the other Starbucks drink I hadn't tried. It was the, they don't have it anymore, Sam. You missed out on it. I can't remember what it was called now. I haven't done the eggnog yet, myself. I have not done the eggnog latte myself. The stream was successful, just in a very different set of goals. That's one way to put it. All right, we're starting to go down into the wind. It's going to be bumpy. Like that clear as you notice the seatbelt sign is on. Got a report from the aircraft in front of us that there's going to be some moderate turbulence here on our descent. So if you are up and about, I do ask that you remain seated for the duration of the flight. Tell the aircraft flight safely at the gate. Flight test, please clear for landing. We're probably going to get rocked coming through these mountains here. All right, steep descent after check. Flight deck descent is impressed with pre-release, so it must be good. What are you saying? I'm not impressed with the pre-release? No, just kidding. Yeah, no, I actually watched his S-turn to final there in Madeira. So, a little off center line. I'm gonna have to leave a comment to be like, hey, I'm not typed on the 7.3 yet, but I think that approach, went really straight in on final there, Chief. I think they changed the eggnog lattes. They taste way different from the last time I got one. Interesting, AJ. I have to try it. That's what I'm gonna try. All V1 streams are successful. Thank you, Key 6. Key 6, biggest fan. Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue. Alright. Speed brakes are coming out. We need to slow down. I need to get the flight recorder up. We got to make this a good one, chat. Hey, hit the like button for Miss V1 holding down the fort so we can stream. Don't hit the like button for me. Hit it for Miss V1. Alright, recorder is up, 250. Retracts are coming out. There we go. Chad, I love the 7.3. I want to fly the Fenix again, but I don't want my brain to go back to Airbus mode. I haven't seen an Airbus in 2 months. Sim-wise or... Well, not sim-wise, but real-world-wise. I don't want my brain to get back to Airbus mode. But I do want to fly the Fenix. It's not a loss. I'm going to come back to 210 here on the speed.
Argentina 357, turn left, heading 325.
Turn left, heading 325, Argentina 357.
I'm going to call tower. I'm going to wait. I'm going to just vector myself. So if you are using Beyond ATC and you want to fly your own approach, I love this feature. Just switch to Tower Freak because they will vector you around and they will give you decent vectors if you follow them. The vectors are much improved on Beyond ATC. But what I like doing more is just switching to Tower Freak and then check into tower when you're on final, and they'll clear you to land. Now, you do have to be careful about traffic, but we're also got to slow this puppy down here. The 737 Glazer himself. I know it, dude. I know it. It's what's happening to me, Mickey G. What is happening? I love it, man. Look at that wing. The wing is even sexier than the Airbus, you know? You have a flexing wing out there. The squashed engines. Love it. JK, thank you for the $5 super chat, man. For NyQuil and coffee. Just don't mix the two. Might end up like the Starship. JK Gerard, thank you for the $5 super chat, my man. Appreciate you. Very kind, man. It is available tomorrow. Yeah, the pointy nose, right? I don't know if we're gonna make this. 180. We stay in LNAV, and then we set the minimum, right? 2100. Below 250, flaps 5. Trying to slow this puppy down here. Noon Eastern. All right. I do not know if I will be live tomorrow. I'm going to check in with Miss V1 tonight. We'll see how things go down. Noon Eastern tomorrow is your day. Let's add 144 plus 5 is going to be 149. Man, once we make this turn, though, we're going to be just creeping. All right, so we don't touch anything. We don't hit approach. Well, I think we could because it's an RMP, right? Yeah, we can hit approach because it's an RMP. See, I'm learning things. Whoa, we captured the glide path before the final approach course? That seems sus. I don't like that. I don't like that. Final approach course. Alright, here we go. Bearded Aviator, welcome back to Private Pilot, man. Glad to have you on board, my friend. Oh, stow the speed brake there. Flaps 15, gear down, but we can actually go flaps 15 without the gear down here as long as we're not below a certain thrust lever angle here. Gear down. Gear down at 10 miles. Oh my goodness, this is going to be an interesting with the wind situation here, guys. This is going to be real interesting. Oh. Right in my DU here. $149 is what we need. Flaps 30. That's 40. Flaps 30. Before landing checklist, approach briefing is completed. Seatbelts on, PA complete, recall checked, auto brakes as required, HUD set, radios display set and checked. Let's go ahead and do below the line. Speed brakes armed, green light, gear down, 3 green, flaps 30, green light. Let's hand fly this. We're hand flying all the way in. Sync you, autopilot's off. Godspeed, here we go. I'm going to leave the auto throttle on because I'm scared. Although it's right down the pipe. Ground speed of 113. We are flying Cessna speeds. Look at this. Cessna speeds over the ground right now. I mean, this is what I love about force feedback. Look, my hands are crossed, autopilot's off, we're trimmed out. We are right in the trim zone, my friends. Look at that. Love it. Yeah, I meant flaps 30, Aaron. I didn't want it to go to 40. I'm trying to be a professional 7.3 pilot like you, so I don't want to do 40 anymore. I did also read today, you guys are correct, the common flap deployment schedule for my SOP is also 1, 5, 15, 25, 30, 40. So my few times where I was creeping flaps 10 in there, not prohibited, but not, we're going to add a few more knots. We'll go 150. Not prohibited, but not standard. .28 knots. It's right down the pipe, though. I have no excuses. Nope. For us, Aaron, 25 is common, but 10 is not. And this is, who knows what this white carrot is. Where's my Boeing drivers? I actually read that this morning. And then with this is going to be the 1,000 foot above touchdown. See the solid white line coming up here? Look at this, man. We're learning stuff. I'm so excited. That white triangle means something, though. I missed it on my quiz, so I remember what it is. Flaps 40, go home, go big or go home. I know, I do. We're going to do probably flaps 40 next stream. We'll find a short runway. But the Boeing FCOM says, start switch is continuous. I'm going to change out 2 emojis. We need an 80 emoji, just a plain 80. And then we need to, I just need to have I'm going to have a black square that just says cont. So anytime someone ever says anything about engine start switches, we have to spam the chat with, or not cont, it's going to say auto. What was flight deck to Sims landing rate today? Anybody remember? Let's see if we can beat it. We'll show him who the real Czech pilot is. I'm just kidding. He's got like a decade on the airplane. I've got 0. I'm just as qualified as Turk Heron on the 7.3.
Approaching minimums.
Well, this actually isn't bad with it right down the pipe like this. Now, this is a 2020 scenery, supposedly updated for 24. We're about to find out here. Typically 200 feet is when you get that stutter. So far, so good.
$100. 50.
Check.
30.
Close.
20. 10.
Hold the attitude. Oh, the auto throttle's just shoots. Damn it. Oh, it was almost perfect. We forgot to disconnect the auto throttle. And I don't have override selected. That's alright. That's alright. We're still in the touchdown zone. And it's easy to grease it when you got 40% thrust. Oh, my lord. We'll take the reverse high speed. That was almost perfect. Mickey G, thanks for the $5 super chat. Says, look at you speaking Boeing. I'm so proud. Thank you, Mickey. Appreciate you, bud. Hot take, V1 lands a 7.3 better than the Airbus. All right, let's do our after landing flow. So, spoilers, trim, 5 units, auto brakes off. Flight directors off. I'm going to zero this out. Boom, boom. Up to the overhead. We're going to go steady. I'm going to just stop here so we're not taxiing over everything. Taxi light, we'll get the APU cooking. Engine anti-ice is off. We're looking good there. All right. I forgot to call tower. That's fine. Clean it up. I'm really glad they've PMDG fixed the heat blur too. It looks great. Man, this scenery looks really good too for 2020. Simulation Extrema makes this one. Today he's speaking Boeing. Tomorrow he'll admit that PT6s have 2 peaks. No, they plateau. We'll take you back to geology class, Mickey G. There's a plateau and a peak. And what you showed me is a plateau. Alright, taxi lights coming off. Gen on bus. For sake of time, for Miss V1's sake, we're not going to do the shutdown flow and checklist. I've been practicing it though, but I'm going to just keep it running and we're going to go right into replay mode. Interesting lead-in line here. Yeah, that was a terrible parking job, but you know what? It's a Captain problem. If we came in on this line, we would have hit the jet bridge. Maybe. I don't know. Captain problems. Alright. Brake set. We're going to keep them running. Full screen cam. Let's take a look at our landing rate. Oh, chat. We greased it. We were legal. We greased it though. We were 100% legal with a greaser. This is our best one yet. 81 feet per minute. If you don't believe me, it's on the vertical stream right there. 81 feet per minute. And the flights, we have that locked in. Beautiful. All right, replay time. Jacobs, thanks for the 27 months of support. Appreciate you. Happy holidays right back at you, man. Geography, AA run, same thing. Geology, geography, same thing. Oh, we're recording this whole time. All right, replay's on. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We gotta get coffee for the wife. We gotta go. Found a bug and didn't even notice. No, it's not a bug, Turk. You're talking about the auto throttle not disconnecting at idle. That's because I have manually override off. Because I like to move my throttles to idle for stream purposes so I can reach some of my other knobs here and you guys aren't staring at the Blackbird levers. So the real jet, or if I turn that option on, it would disconnect. But I have that so it's off. So it does not disconnect the auto throttle. I have force override off. Motorized Boeing throttles when? I was going to, but then we bought a puppy. Shouldn't you have kept VREF plus half the headwind to VREF plus 15? No. Nope. Nope. What we did was perfectly compliant with our SOP. Greetings from Lucky's Flying Service and Live Bait. What's up, man? Live Bait. I like fishing. We need to get parallel 42 fishing pack when. Alright, here's the approach inbound. Jacobs, yeah, NG. It's coming out tomorrow. Noon Eastern. Noon Eastern. You're also going to need a... But the FCOM says, yeah, instead of in-op emoji, let's see. Actually, instead of ATP, we'll probably change that one to FCOM. And we still have all the X-plane emojis. Probably get rid of those. I'm almost thinking, do we get rid of the yoga emoji? That was our first emoji. We can't, though. But that was Airbus, man. The yoga was totally Airbus. We can't get rid of the yoga emoji, right? You know what we can get rid of? Is we can get rid of the cloud emoji. Because Sim Update 4, nothing is stuck in the cloud anymore. Nothing is stuck in the cloud anymore. All right, Dale. We won't remove it. That's our first emotion. So listen to this landing at 40% thrust. I was like, why aren't we descending? Why aren't we descending? There we go. Oh my goodness. Total grease. Oh yeah, it could be for when the stream gets worked, true. That goes with the research. I mean, it would have been perfect. Oh my. Maybe that's the technique. Leave the thrust in a little longer. Alright, 20 back. It's set up for Fabiano replay mode. Oh, reset one time. And I'm getting out of here. I am getting out of here. Let's change the time of day because it looks pretty mid out here. Middle of the day actually looks pretty good. There we go. All right, sails coming on. I'll leave you with a few more replays. Get our airplane into the frame here. Look how cool it would look without winglets. So if a 737 goes off the runway for floating, we know who it is. Oh my gosh, just absolute wonderful flight. Y'all, thank you so much for hanging out with me on this stream 2 on the 737 NG. I'll give you one more landing here to watch us turn final as we roll into Balmaceda. Like I said, do not know if we'll be back tomorrow, what we'll be flying. NG is going to be released tomorrow at noon Eastern, so no more looking at pre-release streams. It'll be yours to fly. If you don't see me tomorrow, you'll probably see me on Friday. So I'm going to keep working on my flows. I'm going to really hammer down the after landing and parking flows. That'll be the goal for the next stream. And yeah, that's it. So y'all stay safe. Thank you for the support. Stay healthy. Until the next one. See you. I'll be well.